I've been wanting to do a video like this for a while, and it felt like the right time after hitting 1,000 subscribers. So today, I'm going to be showing you all of my autographed horror memorabilia, items, everything, all my signed things. So let's get into it. Right off the bat, a lot of them are signed horror DVDs, so I'm going to be going through them, showing you each of them. I also have some other items that I'm going to show you, so let's get into it. First up, we have Alex Vincent, signed Child's Play, the original movie. I met him at New Jersey Horror Con, totally nice guy. Had a pretty easy interaction with him. Didn't really talk about a whole lot of stuff. We just kind of talked about the show a bit. This was when season 2 was going on, but it was cool to meet him, especially someone who's been watching the Chucky movies all my life. I'm of course going to be very interested in meeting those stars. And speaking of Chucky, next up I have Curse of Chucky on DVD, signed by Fiona Dourif, Brad Dourif's daughter. She's probably one of the most positive celebrity interactions that I've had. She was just taking her time with everybody, being super sweet, taking plenty of pictures, very nice, definitely no complaints. So it was cool. Her character I wish got more screen time in season 3. I don't know if they're doing a season 4, but see how things go. Hopefully she gets more screen time because her character as well is just amazing. One of the best additions to this franchise, so hope to see it happen. Next up, this is definitely one of my favorites. Damien Leone signed All Hallows Eve, the first movie. He said, "Griffin, art is not safe." I don't know if he's talking about Art the Clown or if he's just saying kind of a double entendre for art. Like, art is not safe because the Terrifier movies exist. Whatever he meant, I love it. He was also probably one of my favorite celebrity interactions. He's a really nice guy. I met him a bit before Terrifier 2 came out, and I had an exciting time kind of talking to him about the runtime of Terrifier 2. Just loving that he got to have his whole unadulterated, uncut version of what this insane slasher movie is, which was pretty neat. And then on top of that, I also met the same day David Howard Thornton, who signed my Terrifier DVD, just saying, "Griffin, kill him with a smile." Probably something that he writes on a ton of other posters and DVDs, I'd imagine. But it's still really cool because I have Terrifier signed by the icon himself, David Howard Thornton, Art the Clown. This has become one of my favorite franchises, horror franchises that have developed in recent times. And they just seem like a really nice crew that puts these movies together, so it makes me feel even better about supporting them. Next, this is one of my newest additions. I actually got this signed yesterday. Jonathan Breck signed for Jeepers Creepers 2 DVD. I had a fun interaction with him. I told him about how my dad showed me Jeepers Creepers 2 when I was a kid. It scared the shit out of me. And it eventually became one of my favorite movies. We also had a really funny moment where I said something about like, oh, well, it's 4 movies now. Then he said, yeah, the 4th movie doesn't exactly count, which I think he's saying what we're all thinking, but if we're also being especially honest, to me, there's really only 2 Jeepers Creepers movies. Next up, Halloween 2007, signed by Tyler Mane, Michael Myers himself, who actually just recently popped up in Deadpool Wolverine, reprising his role as Sabretooth. It's kind of cool. But yeah, he's just another one that was a really nice guy. He stood tall as fuck next to me. Just an absolute mountain of a guy, just towering. So taking a picture next to him, I'm a pretty average sized guy. I think I'm 5'11", and this dude just towers. He makes me look like a dwarf, which is really funny. But yep, another great signature. Met him at Monster Mania Con. Next up, another Halloween star, Danielle Harris, signing my Halloween 4 DVD, Turn of Michael Myers. One of my favorite entries in the franchise. And she just signed it to Griffin, Happy Halloween, XOXO, Danielle Harris. She was pretty cool to meet, you know. She's a seasoned veteran at these conventions. We talked a bit about the scene in Halloween 5 where she's going up the chute and she's getting stabbed at by Michael Myers. She was telling me how they filmed that and stuff. But yeah, overall, another great interaction with a Halloween star. And she was just really cool to meet in general. She was on my bucket list for a while. Up next, Lloyd Kaufman signed Toxic Avenger DVD. Funny thing about this one is he actually did it for free, which is really cool. He was signing stuff for free. He just seems like he generally really enjoys being at these conventions, being around his fans. He just shows that he really cares when he does stuff like that. Made a joke saying thank you for giving us New Jerseyans a superhero to root for. We don't have much luck here in New Jersey as far as that kind of representation. So, and he got a chuckle out of that. But yeah, just straight up willing to come to the convention, didn't charge anybody for pictures and autographs, was just happy to be there with his fans, and I appreciate the hell out of him for that. And for my final DVD signed, Robert Brian Wilson, who played Billy in Silent Night, Deadly Night. This was one of the celebrity interactions, which, I just had a weird moment where I just kind of got awkward on him. It was at Monster Mania Con, the same one where I met Danielle Harris and Tyler Mane, and then I did a Terrifier photo op. So I was low-key just kind of like a little bit exhausted. My social battery was getting low, and I kind of just go up to him and like shake his hand and stare at him for a second, and then just stop talking. I just like zoned out on him for a second and got all weird, and then I think he got uncomfortable for a second too. I was just like, oh, hey. I don't know. Definitely not my brightest moment, but it was whatever. I just got weird for a second. But nice guy. Love Silent Night, Deadly Night, so it was cool to meet him. Silent Night and Deadly Night is one of my absolute go-tos for Christmas. Entertaining as all hell, holds up, just gives me that classic 80s kind of slasher feeling I want, wrapped in a Christmas setting. So for that, I love it, and it was fun to meet him, because I feel like he doesn't get enough love at these conventions. Now with the DVDs out of the way, we're going to move on to the other items. What I have here is a signed tin by Kevin Smith, the director of Tusk. Tusk is low-key just one of my huge guilty pleasures. I love it. I think it's one of my most rewatched horror movies. And it was great to meet Kevin Smith. He's just, he's a very personable guy. He knows exactly how to interact with fans and make each interaction feel, special and unique, even though he's done thousands, probably millions of these. His comic book store is pretty close by. That's actually where I met him, at Jay and Silent Bob's Secret Stash in Red Bank, New Jersey. And he just couldn't have been nicer. Such a genuine guy. He always seems like he's very interested in what you have to say when you're speaking to him. And I had a lot of fun meeting him. It was really cool. Now next up is my most recent item, and it's this Melissa Barrera signed Scream mask. Very cool. It just absolutely sucks that things ended the way that they did with that franchise in terms of her character, because I feel like there was so much more story to tell. I really wish that Scream 7 followed up Scream 6, but it looks like we're just going back to the old well of another Sydney story. But Melissa Barrera was another one of those really, really sweet convention interactions. She really did take her time with each fan to talk to them, kind of like get to know them pretty quickly, and just give them the time of day and let them know that she really does appreciate them and that she still values the franchise as a whole and values the fans that she cultivated because of this franchise. Like, it doesn't seem like she has a chip on her shoulder at all about the fact that, no, this was a franchise that she was the star of. She was fired, but she's still perfectly happy to sign your Scream masks, posters. And yeah, she's getting paid, so that's one thing. But she really didn't phone it in, and she definitely was giving every interaction her all. And I got to appreciate that, because she met a lot of people. But as for the crown jewel, signed Child's Play poster by Brad Dourif himself, trying to show you the signature, at what is most likely one of his last conventions. He's getting pretty old. He's been doing this a long time. Apparently even done with conventions for a while, but then kind of revamped because of the Chucky show. When I met him, he seemed like, he was kind of a little bit over it. He was a little bit tired. It was Sunday, so that means that he was doing the convention all weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's got to be tiring, especially at that age, but he was still a very nice guy. Still really appreciated meeting the one and only Chucky. Just very, very cool. It's cool that he's still playing this character. I never would have thought that he'd still be playing this character, but I guess when you're voice acting, you can kind of just do that. Definitely the coolest thing that I have on my wall. I will always treasure that. I'll always appreciate it. But that is my signed horror memorabilia. Let me know if you guys have anything cool in the comment section. I'd love to hear about your signed horror memorabilia. I'm GM Light. Have a good one.